All right, welcome back to Morning Live. I mentioned earlier Calvin Judici will be here to talk to us about untapped business opportunities. That's now the first step for you to identify what the loophole is and, of course, take advantage of. Calvin, good morning. Yes, and something else is you have started the business. Yes, it's kind of growing up, but again, the aspect of just patience. Trust me, we might be talking about untapped business opportunities, but you know the statistics about new businesses, how they die, man. It's around how many businesses in a year, like new startups, they kind of get.
I mean, it's. Most startups don't reach 5 years.
Absolutely,
you know? Not even 5 years, actually 3 years. And it's true, you know, when you're getting into business, number one, you're getting to business. When you choose to invest your money somewhere, you're investing because you have hope that this thing's gonna strive, you know. And just as I think I mentioned this in previous conversations, is that we need to understand our product more, and we need to already visualize our product even beforehand, you know. So, I mean, yes, business will fail, you know, but it just depends with, do you want it to fail now, or are you willing to take an extra mile to actually make it survive? And you need to start a business that you really know that there's a lot of ways that you're going to make it not die. You know, so you just don't need to start a business because, oh my God, you know, I'm you know, they've just kicked me out of my job, and you know, I think the best thing I can do is like,
now.
let me buy a car because I saved some little money, maybe I saved some $500,000. Let me get some small car, put it on Uber and all that, and you know, but you have to figure it out first. You have to figure it out. You have to decide that this is the way that I want to go, and then you know, build into that. But again, at the end of the day, businesses are not easy to be done. You know, we all think that business is the best thing. I mean, sometimes I sit with my, you know, some of the people that I advise, and I tell them, you know, I mean, you're excited to start a business. I wish you could actually go back to employment.
Okay, right there. Let's take a short break. Of course, when you talk about employment and business, actually they don't go together. So when you come back, Calvin will be taking us through another conversation of whereby, as a young man in employment, you know, we always talk about side hustles. Now, do you need a side hustle? Because trying to balance between your work and business is also kind of an extreme sport. All that coming to you after a short break. All right, welcome back to Morning Live. The discussion in studio is all about untapped business opportunities. And before we took a break, I mentioned something about now balancing between your work and your business. Trust me, sometimes you need people you trust to handle your business. I'm sure some people, even as you're speaking, have CCTVs in their entities just to make sure they track every movement in that business. So as it is, you're working at the same time, you're trying just to track what's happening on your phone or in your gadget, in your business, something that indeed is helping so many people. So trust the people who you work with or the people who work for you. But still, when you talk about side hustles, Judici, we're talking also about trust. You're at work right now, we are here, you have a business somewhere, it needs to be open at 7 a.m., not open, you feel like, ish, what's happening? You know, these are people working, but we're always told, have something secure. Your job is not really permanent. And you're told, hey, your side hustle will really help you out of maybe your troubles when something happens. Now, the dynamics of survival, you're working, balancing, people you trust. What do you think about all this?
I mean, it's really key to have something you're doing on the side, because you'll not be employed forever, and I don't think it's everybody's dream to be employed forever. You know, you need also to create jobs, because that's, I mean, you're not born to just, you know, be spoon-fed for the rest of your life. You actually need to step out and also help other people and create opportunity for other people, like, you know, like you probably, maybe your bosses have created for you. And so so what people don't understand is that you need to, which is really key, like when you're working, you need to start having your side hustle going. And so the side hustle will be more based on, you know, as what you said in terms of trust. Get the right people that you can be able to trust, and also motivate them. You know, you don't need to treat them very badly and all that, and give them freedom to make decisions as well, and don't be so controlling, because these are people actually helping you build business as you you get to grow your career, or you get to grow that particular business.
Sure.
So and that should be, it's called like exit strategy. You know, you want to start your side hustle for right now maybe for the next 3 years or 4 years or even 5 years, and then slowly get into working there full time.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's very key that you start doing that as early as possible, so that you're not caught up on like, oh, you've just finished, you have, you know, your boss just wake up one day is like, hey, you know, Eric, you've been doing a lot of shoddy job here, and you know, I need to, you know, you need to leave. And it's like, oh my God, you know, where do I start from, you know? And your boss says, okay, I'll pay you all the benefits and all that, and you have maybe $1 million, Bob. Yeah. It's like, so what should I start? What you know? So you need to start thinking when you actually don't have that $1 million, Bob. You need to start thinking and get to trust people, and you know, get to treat people very well as they actually work for you. And you know, you know, since we've been discussing about untapped opportunities, something that I think I also didn't mention is. I think like even fruit vending, you know, small businesses are actually doing very, very well for young people as well.
Something else is, you mentioned fruit vending, and we have also egocentric personalities out here that can't get dirty. They feel like, going to the farm is kind of also not a good idea for me. I want to get some kind of look good. You know, at the end of the day, you look at the bigger picture, putting something on your table. Yeah. But we have a generation whereby we're telling them about farming, and lime viazi pahali, and akwambia, my friend, what's happening to you? So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true.
How can we now just remove this mindset of trying to look good and you're broke at the same time? Yeah,
I mean, it's, I know it happens a lot because I mean, you know, people want to stay in the city. You want to look for a job. You know, you want to be like your peers, already wearing suits and going to work and all those kind of stuff. But we don't understand that, you know, the things that we don't appreciate is the things actually we love. Everybody loves eating. You know, everybody eats, not even love eating. You have to eat.
That's one of the
it's like you have to eat, you know. So, and nowadays people don't farm, like you don't really have to go there when do shike zembe or lime, you know. You can farm and not even touch that.
You can lease the land.
Yes.
You do everything.
Yeah, you lease the land, do everything. Get, you know, actually some people even farm, they've never even gone to their farm for a whole for maybe a whole year.
They have managers on the ground.
Yes, they have the managers on the ground. They do that. And some, I mean, people who have parents get that done very nicely. Just call your mom at home and say, Mom, you know, I want to plant. Can you help me get? And say, okay, our neighbor has this land. You know, you send them money, you know, mobile money, and then they get that land and they start cultivating for you. It's like, oh, by the way, we planted. And next time you're just coming, you find your maize already grown, you know. So you really don't have to, you know, you don't really have to be there. But anyway, it's nice for you to be there, to see maybe the planting season when they're plowing and all that, and just have a feel of you doing it, you know. And the same thing with even fruit vending. I mean, people makes a lot of money from selling the fruits and the skuma wiki and all that, compared to even somebody staying in an office, because you're going to stay in an office and somebody's going to pay you 20,000 or 30,000. It's going to be terrible.
There's one business, trust me, boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's one thing. Like, I talked to someone, he told me he makes around, take home, that's not even from the stock, that's his profit.
Yes.
He makes around 3,500 a day.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, I have a personal friend. He's an amazing guy. You know, we went to school together. His name is Batia. Okay. We went to school together, and he's been doing egg business for so long, and he's been able to educate himself. He's actually doing very, very well. Sometimes even I call him like, hey, dude, I don't have money, man. See you need okole. And the guy was like, oh yeah, I'll send you something, you know.
And this guy, let's take an example. I mentioned around 3,500 a day. Yeah. And now untaxed, this guy will take home 105,000.
Yeah, you can imagine, yeah.
And we're sitting in offices. Some of us, you know what I mean, huh?
Yeah,
this guy swallowed his ego, anakupasulia mahali pale kachumbari one.
Kachumbari, yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah.
And you know, those are the things that, and I mean, we like eating those foods, but we just are like, oh, how will I sit here and
I
do
don't know
that
what's
and do that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see even business like kinyozi as well.
Yeah.
Like right now in this city, you know, especially in the suburbs, I mean, like Umoja or, you know, those Gashia area, all those different, you know, outside town, the kinyozis are doing very well.
Very
you know,
well.
if you invest in an executive kind of look, you know, you offer massage there, you do this, it's actually doing very well.
Yeah.
And that person is getting a lot of money during weekdays. You know, weekdays they make more money. You know, yes, weekends are going to, I mean, weekends are going to make more money. Weekdays, yeah, they'll make something, but they're doing very well.
It's true.
And they don't need a lot of capital intense and all those kind of stuff.
That's a good point you've raised it up, capital.
Yeah.
Now, some people think maybe you have to start with the deepest, and of course the hugest capital.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe what can you tell us about starting small? You know, there's a room for expansion also.
Yeah.
It's not about just, you have to wake up one morning and boom. It's actually, it's a big, kinyozi, a big whatever entity.
Yeah. I mean, starting small is key in any business. You know, as long as you're not going to, I mean, you're not going to be making an Uber app, for example, which might need you to raise like around 1 million or something to be able to set that up. I mean, you're just starting a small business that needs maybe 10, 20K. You know, you can borrow from your friends, or you can start saving and start that business. So. And business that are started small with a lot of commitments actually has very high chances of growing. Yeah. Because the way the things work is and I've seen that work a lot. I mean, everything that you put consistency and you put hard work and you put focus will definitely succeed. I mean, I think that's how God works. You know, as long as you're consistent in something, you're going to be the best. And it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter where it is. You can be employed, and you can be employed, and you're very constant in your work. You're doing a very good job. And next time you're going to be the next big thing. You know, you can do that. You are kachumbari, or you're selling your eggs, and you're consistently selling that egg. You know, every time you wake up, your focus is on that. That's what you dreaming about. Next time is going to grow to an empire. You know, you'll start now distributing eggs to so many people, and you're getting a lot of money in that side as well. So I think one of the key thing is that you start small but be consistent and bear the pain. I mean, there's a lot of pain. Even us, you know, I'm in event space. Sometimes it's so painful. You find that you've not made actually any money. You know, you've literally paid your clients, and you're like, oh my God, thank you God, I was actually even able to pay these guys. You know, and but what makes that business to grow is that consistency. So are you going to be consistent in what you're doing? Once you're consistent in what you're doing, that actually is going to actually escalate the growth.
It's true that.
And it's going to be big.
As we're ending up this conversation, let's talk about, we have to repeat this again. Friends, man.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Trust me, when you talked about friends last time, social media was just big with friends trying to support your business. It's Untapped.
Yeah.
You want to seek advice from friends. They'll give you opinions, ideas on what business to open. They'll give you actually so many things to consider maybe. And you go ahead, of course, you open the business, and from nowhere, your friends now start coming. Yes, for example, umefungua business, say my hi. They come and eat and vanish.
It's like, oh, maze, so nigongee kamoja man.
Kamoja kuniishia, nilikuwa naenda pale mbele. They don't pay. They don't pay. Surely, friends, it's unfortunate because now ticketing, as I mentioned, ticketing, coming from, you mentioned my eye, you mentioned food stuff. These guys come and eat and vanish.
Or even send their kids, like, enda pale kwa ile kinyozi ya mama nani. Akunyoe si tutamnini.
Tutamlipa tu. It's because you're friends. Man, what happened to friends? I thought it's about supporting each other.
I mean, number one, you need advice is key. You know, you need to consult when you're going to start a business, because you might be able not to. I mean, for example, you've never done kinyozi before, and so you'll be like, okay, I think I can start a barbershop and figure it out. So you're going to get somebody who's been in barbershop, and they can advise you and all that. But for me, I always think that your passion is the one that's going to drive you to be able to make that decision. You know, I'll come to you, for example, if today I think of opening my own TV station, I'll come to you and say, what do you think about this? And, you know, I've worked in TV for the last 5 years, 10 years. I think this is what we need to do. And it's like, yeah. And then I will decide, you know, if I want to open the TV or not. Yeah, if I choose to open the TV, then I will have to deal with the consequences. And one thing that I've always learned in life, that everything that we do, everything that we start has consequences, you know. And talking about friends, you know, and that one I agree with you 100%, is that, you know, our friends sometimes let our businesses down. But, you know, as the most important thing is, it's high time that we realize that we need to support our friends and not bring them down. We need not to only see them succeeding, but actually we need to help them succeed. You know, I should not just take advantage of someone just because I know they started a shop, and when I go to the shop is ever full. So I'm thinking like, oh, huyu ako na domo, like stock iko poa, wacha tu anipatie ya deni or something like that, you know. So I think it's high time that we look at, you know, business in that angle. Let's support our friends, but not let's not look at them supporting us, you know, like 100%. Like what you say, like, oh, that person has a very nice kinyozi, let me just go there for free. Oh, nitakuletea do next week. I mean, it's not that sometimes you might have friends who really need, you know, and yes, you can be able to help, but it should not be like a routine whereby every day I'll come to you for free, next time it's free, next time it's free. I don't even recommend any client to you, you know, every time I just come there for free. And sometimes even families do that, leave alone even friends. Your own family members, your brothers and sisters will, you know, your parents, some parents are also very weird. It's true. They just like, oh, you know, my kid, my kid just started a company, and I think, you know, go there. And so your parents are going to send all your brothers to come and stay with you and all this, you know. I mean, it's good, yes, but sometimes you just need to be cautious and help.
Especially when you come from Western Kenya, my friend. They're going
to send all that. You know, but I think it's very important that it's high time that we start supporting you know, our friends, our family, and it's high time that we look at the untapped business opportunities so that we can be able to focus on that and grow.
Thank you very much, Calvin, for your sentiments. I really appreciate it. Anytime you come here, trust me, it's always an enterprising conversation.
Thank you.
And for guys, when you walk into a kinyozi, for example, and see that mark, no credit, those sayings, deni ni wewe. You know those things, those experienced people, they've gone through a hard time trying to follow up these debts. So please, support your friends, support these new businesses, and trust me, they'll also remind you, and of course, remember you, that is when the business is actually growing. Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you so much. Thanks.